I see people
Mama's,
debating
reaction to the idea.
Yeah, I was monitoring.
Yes. And I mean, she's not alone. There are many women who feel that it's basically a question you should not ask your wife. Or it's an inquiry you should not make if you trust your wife.
Well, this is really my child.
But the suggestion is that it should be mandatory.
Yeah, that makes it easier, doesn't it? When it's mandatory.
Mama doesn't agree to be asking such a question.
If it's mandatory, it's easier because you know what to expect after childbirth. But then, if it's not, and you go and have some mistrust there, it's like you don't trust me, so it changes the relationship.
But if it's mandatory, then it's not the man who asked for it.
Yeah, of course.
It was done as yes. It looks like. I mean, that might be necessary to some men, because look, these stories that are coming out, and I'm sure you've spotted at least one or two of them.
Yeah.
These stories that are coming out, you can see that the men are same situation that you, Daryl, are, or many other men are. I mean, nothing would ever even cross your mind, Daryl, for you to have such a thought.
And to think that it's not just one child, two
or three, right? So if you and just imagine how much you. But Mamabi says if you go and check, and then it turns out that actually they are your children. Well, that's her reaction.
But Mamabi, relax. You have to think about the future of the child.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, but at a point, but I don't know. Mandatory.
Let me ask you. But will you leave your wife if she suddenly suspected that you had cheated on her, or if she came to ask you, "Have you ever cheated?"
Well, when it comes to children, women are very,
But it's the same concept. It would mean that you.
We've been debating a lot this morning. Interesting topic for a Friday morning. Hey, so let's hear your thoughts.
Today be today. Anyway, this is insurance, your trustworthy partner. And of course, we're gearing up now for the Joy Business Report, brought to us by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we.
Minister Ken of Reata hints of utility tariff review to ensure full cost recovery, but assures of measures to protect the vulnerable. Also, Public Interest and Accountability Committee wants government to speed up on the craze for dreadlocks. Details coming up. Cost recovery. The minister, however, maintains that there will be measures in place to protect the vulnerable. He was speaking on PM Express Business Edition from Washington, D.C. in the U.S. on the status of the IMF program negotiations and challenges ahead.
How much subsidy can you give in any area? But within the fund program is also like a doubling of LEAP, as in the recent. To make sure that the vulnerable are also taken care of. But I think all of us need to pay our way.
A special edition from Washington, D.C. in the U.S. on the status of the IMF program negotiations and the challenges ahead. There's a repeat this morning at 11. Resources to reverse the decline in crude oil production. PIAC says government must do more to attract new investors as well as ensure early complete. Professor Kwame Adom-Frimpong speaking at the 2022 PIAC annual report launch.
We mentioned that sustainable development because from 2017 coming, you could see there's a decline in up to 2022. I made a joke that if more or less divide from 5 years coming down, what action are we taking? So we are just drawing the government attention to take action how best they can, the more we can produce.
That was Professor Kwame Adom-Frimpong, chairman of PIAC. Meanwhile, an amount of 640 disbursement was used to support the Agenda 111 project of government. This is the second year after 2021 that 0.38 million cedis was allocated to the fund. Let's check the commodity market for you this morning. Crude oil lost marginally, is trading this morning at $81 a barrel. Gold is trading at $1,900 by $21. The Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, CIMG, has appealed to government to make the conscious effort of branding and marketing. An index report which identified the Ashanti region as the best branded region in terms of culture and heritage. Lower region followed with 79.23%. The Afro region was ranked the lowest branded region with a score of 8.05%. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of the report, Chief called to government to invest in the new regions to boost tourism.
One of the key highlights from the research is that their performance as brands is only mirroring their share of population, and I make the point in the presentation that, branding, marketing, telling stories about the regions and so on and so forth, we would have an instance where smaller regions, new regions and all that would upstage.
CIMG Isaac Jomo. In other news, the Canada-Ghana Chamber of Commerce says it would deepen its trade relations with the American Chamber of Commerce, promote business opportunities for members. Speaking to Joy Business at a cocktail event, she called for an increase in trade volumes between the chambers.
This year and then next year, we'll see how we will deepen those relationships that we are building with the other chambers. We are looking at doing an event with the French Chamber, deepen our relationship with AmCham as we get along, and with other chambers as well.
Edwina Tasunu, Executive Secretary of the Canada-Ghana Chamber of Commerce. You're listening to the Joy Business Report. In the beauty industry, the movement is anticipated to lead to a decline in the patronage of regular salons, which cater for our hairdo, as the beauty and fashion industry jumps onto the bandwagon.
That clump together. It has a deep affiliation with the African and Rastafarian religion and lifestyle.
Inquiries. Some ask whether having dreadlocks is fetish.
It became a modern fashion statement. Bob Marley popularized the look of dreadlocks when he hit the world stage. Mavis Workey reveals people now wear dreadlocks more for the style than cultural origin. This hairstyle is both protective and economic, as it does not cost much to maintain. But starting dreadlocks costs between 200 Ghana.
We have expensive hair locks. Okay, each of them comes with its price. For the normal arrangement, you should arrange from about 300 cedis to 1,000 cedis thereabout.
The switch from regular hair salons say operations have been affected. Emilia Sapoma's salon is already grappling with high utility tariffs and unstable electricity.
Complaint of expensive hair relaxers and synthetic hair.
Suddenly, new lines of hair care products have been developed for use in lock salons of artificial locks, including extensions and multicolored synthetic locks. This has indirectly affected Alice Adawe, a retailer of hair relaxers.
Both body creams and hair creams are expensive.
To catch up with the trend and sustain their businesses, regular hairdressers are undergoing to train the youth to perfect their lock craft.
A lot of locticians do not teach.
Mona Lisa Frimpong, Kumasi.
Thank you, Mona Lisa, for that. The pound going for 14 cedis, 80 pesos, and the euro selling at 13 cedis. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwab. Thanks for listening to.
So, we've got